for a thunderstorm. So I hope you're having better weather, but inside this room, everything will be sunny, I'm sure. We have a terrific opportunity today. We're going to have a great program. We've got everything we need to have a terrific hour and a half. We've got talented speakers. We've got Jeannie Rapstead, who's going to do an educational session that is near and dear to my heart. Topic, humor, oh yeah. We've got good evaluators, and we've got members, maybe not from everywhere in the world, but we're working on it. We're working on it. So stretch out to your friends, and pretty soon, all those people in Iceland and the southern tip of Africa and South America, they'll hear about us, and we'll get them too. In the meantime, we're ready to begin, so welcome everybody, Toastmasters, guests, and I will start off with introducing Mihir Shastri, who's going to be our general evaluator and will tell everyone what he's going to do. Mihir.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster of the Day. And I am really amazed, and I love the fact that you pronounced my name correctly. Even my friends, they don't pronounce my name correctly. So you pronounced it pretty much correct. Okay, so I am Toastmaster Mihir from India, and I am playing the role of the general evaluator. So as the general evaluator, my role is to evaluate everything that takes place in the meeting. So mainly I will be evaluating the meeting on the following grounds. So first will be how smoothly the entire meeting conducted, the overall flow of the meeting. Second is how well were the role players prepared for their respective roles. And third, and the most important, hear me, it is the overall enthusiasm of the meeting, which is the most important thing. So many times we don't applause in an online meeting, but whenever you get chance, whenever speaker finishes his or her speech, unmute yourself, give him or her a huge round of applause, and then you can mute yourself again silently. But I am not doing this alone. It is a very difficult job. So I have a team of auxiliary role players. So I am going to call them in the order of tag. T means the timer. So I'm going to call the timer of the meeting, who is timer Anna, Toastmaster Anna.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, dear my Toastmasters. Thank you very much for everyone to join this club. And I am a timer tonight. My duty is split to 4 parts. First, for all prepared speakers, we have 5 to 7 minutes. For all table topic speakers, we have 1 to 2 minutes. And for all the evaluators, we have 2 to 3 minutes. When your timing is reached to the low limit, I will show you my background as a green bear. At the same time, I will knock 1 time on my keyboard, then you can hear the timing if you have a precision like this. If you are reached to the middle of your speech, you will see a yellow bear. I will knock 2 times on my keyboard. Good. If you are reaching the end of your time limit, you will see a red bear. I will knock 3 times on my keyboard, like this. So hope all of you enjoy this picture and also this sound of the timer. Besides that, I will track in our whole meeting timing as well. Every a couple of minutes, I will send a chat saying, are we on time or are we late? If you are saying we are late, please help us to mind our meeting time in total and shortcut your part of speech or section a little bit. Thank you very much for everybody. Enjoy the meeting. I will get back the lecture to Toastmaster.
Thank you, Toastmaster Anna. And you have brought a very lovely way of showing the cards, showing the timer cards. Very creative indeed. Now I will call the second auxiliary role player of the meeting, who is my friend and who is a very good speaker, takes role every time, shows up in the meeting every time. Toastmaster Kamini.
Thank you, Toastmaster Mihir. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, everyone. I'm Kamini Saini, our counter for today's meeting. So for the benefit of the guests and the new members, I would like to explain the role of our counter. So when we speak, we sometimes use filler words like oh, sa, and such as I mean, like that. So a lot of time these are not evident to the speaker while speaking, but they are very much evident to the listeners sitting in the room. So our counter help us to polish our language by identifying these filler words. So as a purpose of our counter, I have 3 roles. First, to note down the words in the sound that used as clutch words. These words are inappropriate interjections such as and, well, so, but, and sounds like oh. Second, to note down the long pauses which are often used as a filter. Sorry. Third, to note down when a speaker repeat a word or a phrase such as this means. Okay. So I will present my report at the end of the meeting. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Kamini. You explained your role very well. Now I am going to invite a person who is a veteran Toastmasters, and he is like whenever he takes a role and how he presents his role, how he performs his role, it's truly something that we can learn. So I'm going to invite on stage Toastmaster Jerry, who is playing the role of the grammarian and the word master of the meeting. Toastmaster Jerry.
Good morning. And yes, I am the word master. The word for today is to envisage. And it is in chat, and there it is on screen. And if you would like a clearer definition, it will also be posted in a PDF in chat, and included in that PDF is a link to pronunciation guide. I know sometimes on the Zoom links, it's a bit difficult to hear a correct pronunciation. So if you'd like to tap into that, see some uses, word uses, and so forth. I'll be keeping track of that. I already sent a note to Haritosh for the next agenda. If the Wordmaster were introduced very early, many of you would have already had an opportunity. I envisage that many of you would have had an opportunity to imagine how to use, to predict the use of the word. So the word envisage is to be used. It means to contemplate, to conceive, to imagine. And I envisage every one of you using it, and I will report back at the end of the meeting. Back to you, Mr. Toastmaster.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Jerry. And I already envisaged that you are going to come up with some new thing that, yes, the grammarian, the word master should present the word in the chats in the starting of the meeting itself, so that we use it more and more. And and you have also brought the printed version, which you have in your hand. So the word of the day is envisage. Thank you, Toastmaster Jerry. Now we have two speeches. So for two speeches, you must have two evaluators also. So we have one evaluator who is Toastmaster Debs. So Toastmaster Debs, if you introduce yourself or your role in few words.
Good morning. Hello, Toastmasters. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Greetings from the United Kingdom. I am Debs, and I am envisaging the most excellent speech from Udit today. I hope I pronounced your name correctly. And the objectives for Udit's speech.
Excuse me, you don't have to say when the Toastmaster of the day will call the speech evaluator, then you have to say the objective of the speech. Now only you have to just introduce yourself in the role.
Okay, shall I say what type of speech it is, which pathway it's from?
That you will say when the Toastmaster of the day will.
Okay. I've got something very exciting to celebrate about myself in the UK, which is last week I celebrated achieving my DTM. Yay.
Wow.
Thank you very much, Haritosh, and everyone for all their support.
Thank you and congratulations, distinguished Toastmaster Debs. And we also have the second evaluator, Toastmaster Tom. So you can just say hi to everyone. Toastmaster Tom Doherty.
Hello, good morning. I'm here. I'm ready to evaluate Veronica. Good morning.
Thank you, Toastmaster Tom. Now, in the end, every auxiliary role player and the evaluator, and at the end, I will present the evaluation of the whole meeting. So thank you for listening to the introduction of the evaluation team. Back to the Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Mark.
Thank you very much, Munir. I've got good news for several of us, and Debs has told us about her good news. She has a new DTM. I can see two more brand new DTMs on the thumbnails in front of me right now. I see Anna, who I know has one, and here's a secret. I've got one too.
Yay.
So there's probably more that I don't know about, and congratulations to all of you. With that, I'd like to start off by introducing Udit Ori, who will give us a speech from Pathways, Level 1, Part 3. The project is Researching and Presenting. His title is Game Change. I envisage we are going to have an interesting speech. Game Change? Udit Ori, Game Change.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to everybody. My name is Udit, and today I'm going to talk about something which is very close to my heart, which has really changed my life in the last 1 year. It has really changed my financial condition in the last 1 year. So a couple of years back, I was not doing so great when it came to the financial aspect. I wasn't making that much amount of money. I was making about $1,000 or about $1,200 a month. But in the last 1 year, I have had a big change, and my income has gone up 10x, where I'm making about $10,000 on a monthly basis. And that has primarily happened because I have mastered one thing which I think I have learned over a period of time, is doing sales. Now, I want to talk to you about how sales can change your life, and how some of the most visionary people or legendary people, when you talk about Steve Jobs, if you talk about Bill Gates, or if you talk about Warren Buffett. In fact, at one of the conferences which had Warren Buffett and Bill Gates together, they both were there at this conference, and one lady asked them that, I have just joined a job now. I have just taken up a job. How do I become successful in my job? What should I do? Give me some help and give me some tips. And Warren Buffett said one line, that you should go and try and enter into sales, do sales, work on your communication, work on public speaking, and you'll do well in your career. And that's the one advice which I have also followed in my life, which has really helped bring about a change in my life as well. Now, today I'm going to talk about, I am going to in fact do kind of a cold call with Debs, who's also the evaluator for today. And we're going to assume that it is more of a cold call where we are having a conversation on the phone. And I would like to ask Deb if she's around so that I could take this call forward with her. Debs, are you around?
Yes, I'm here. Thank you.
Hello, Debs. Good evening from India. This is Udit. How are you doing, Debs?
Yeah, I'm good. Thank you very much. How are you?
Very good. Thank you so much for asking. I hope you're healthy, fit, and your entire family is doing well at this point in time, Deb.
Yes, they're good. Thank you, Udit.
Okay, Deb, you know, I know that you're extremely health conscious. You really think about what to eat, what not to eat. And that's one of the reasons that you look so beautiful. And that's one of the reasons that keeps you fit. And that's also one of the reasons why men around you feel weak in the knees. I have had that kind of an experience myself. When I see you around, I go weak in the knees, and there are a lot of other men who really go weak in the knees. So I want to tell you something, Deb, that I've got this one special product that has been imported from India now. It's called the organic coconut flour. And this product is really good for your diet. It's high in proteins, it's high in fiber, magnesium, iron, and the most important thing, it's gluten free. So you can make cakes, pastries, breads, you can eat whatever you want to eat and still not gain an inch on your waist and still look the most and still look the more pretty that you are. So would you like to have this? You have to, would you like to ask me some questions about it?
Well, I do have one question in particular, Udit.
Yeah.
You started off by saying how beautiful I was, which I was very honoured by that. But I'm wondering how you can see down my telephone.
No, because see, I have seen you on the telephone. Plus, you came to our retail store. If you don't remember, we had met at the retail store that you came to a couple of weeks back.
Oh,
there
yeah,
we met, I think you don't remember me, but I have a thing for pretty faces. I don't forget pretty faces so easily. So I had seen you a couple of weeks back, and I got this special product. This is a really nice organic product that has come through, and I've just got 2 packets of it. It's about 1,000 grams. It only costs about £7. And with this, you also get organic coconut chips with this. Now, I will also send you a couple of video links how you can use this and how you can make delicious cakes, breads, and pastries, and keep everybody in your family fit and yet get the best taste of your life. Would you like to try this, Deb?
I'm not sure, actually, Udit. I feel a little bit suspicious of it.
Why, Deb? See, what I'm going to do for you, Deb, is that I am going to send you across an email that will give you all the details about this product. It's high in protein, it's high in magnesium, it's high in fiber, and it's gluten-free, Deb. It's really good for your skin, it's really good for your face, it will keep you fit. Plus, you can indulge yourself in whatever savories you want to go ahead. You can indulge in cakes, you can indulge in breads, you can indulge in whatever you want to indulge in and whatever you would like to cook out of this. Plus, I'm going to send you across few video links that will teach you what you can use and how you can make different things from it. And I'm going to send you across an email from it right now. In fact, while we were having this conversation, I've already sent you an email on debs.wallace@gmail.com. Check your email right now, Debs. Did you receive it?
Oh, yes, I'm sure I will have done. I'm envisaging it might taste quite nice, actually, thinking about it.
Yeah, this, to be really honest, Debs, you must try this. You must try this. We have just got a couple of packets left. This only for £7 right now. The real price was about £14, 14 pounds, but I have given you 50% discount because I've just left with 2 packs. Plus, I'm also giving you 1 organic coconut chips packet, which is of 400 grams. That comes free with this. So you can take this if you want. I can have this shipped to your house. You can share in your contact details and I have that shipped to you. In fact, I had your contact details saved on my computer. It is 63 Avenue Street. I'll be happy to deliver to you. So you don't even have to come down to the shop. It'll be home delivered to you, because we understand in the coronavirus crisis, things aren't so great. It's not so good to go out of your house. So I'll have it home delivered to you. What are your thoughts about it, Deb? Would you like to try it?
It does sound good. Is there a money back guarantee if I think it's disgusting?
Deb, you can be rest assured. If you have any problems, you can always give me a call back and I'll take care of it. Don't worry about it. But I'm rest assured that you're going to have this and you're going to enjoy this and you're going to also refer it. And then you will be calling me after a couple of days and asking me for one more packet of this. You're going to enjoy this, Deb. Don't worry about the money. It's only about £7. It hardly is anything for you, Deb. Come on up.
So, well, all right, then I can bake you some coconut cookies with it. How about that?
Sorry?
I can bake you some coconut cookies with it.
Oh, that'll be great. I would be more than happy to come and home deliver you, Debs. But guess what? Guess what? I have a job, Debs. I would have loved to come down and sometime home deliver to you, but not this time, but we'll keep it for the next time, Debs. Okay, Debs, I'll just send you across the thing. Would you be wanting to take this right now?
Yes,
can I have this home delivered?
Yes,
very quickly?
Yes,
okay, Debs. Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Cheers. Take care of yourself, Deb. So, guys, you just saw right now how I did a cold call and how I basically tried to close my deal and how attractive I made it just by using intonations and just by making her nice and basically pampering her. So normally what I'm trying to say is that sales, if you can be really good at it, you can make a lot of money, and you can make a lot of money out of the incentives that come through sales. Thank you so much. Back to you, the Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you. Tom, you are on the list to read the speech objective.
Good morning, Mr. Toastmaster. Welcome, everyone. Veronica is our next speaker. She is working on her Competent Communicator Manual, speech number 10, which is Inspire Your Audience. Now, Veronica, I'm going to be looking for several things. One is your on-screen appearance, and secondly, your speech structure, and third, did you actually inspire? Were your objectives met? Now, Veronica, this morning, when I did my morning crossword puzzle, I ran across a word that said to give a speech, and the word was orate. Orate. Veronica, I am looking forward to a successful and envisage a successful oration from you. And with that, then, back to our Toastmaster, Mark.
Thank you, Tom. With that, I will introduce Veronica, who's getting to be an old friend. Her speech is from an even older friend, our Competent Communicator Manual. Get ready to say goodbye to it. This is What Makes You Different? What Makes You Different? Veronica, let's hear it.
Thank you, Tom. Thank you, Mark. So good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, dear Toastmaster and distinguished guest. Today, I'd like to share my feeling about two news. So nowadays, actually, there are two very popular news. One is a discussion of our Chinese famous dancer, Yang Liping, whether she as a woman need to give birth to a baby, and without kids, she is miserable and incomplete, even though she is still very beautiful and elegant in her 60s. Another news is about George Floyd in America, which I will not go further into it, because I know in Toastmaster we have taboos for bidding us to talk about race and politics. So actually, I just want to express my feelings about these two news, and I'm really angry with these two news. So why these two news happened? They actually share one common thing, that is, people don't like difference. It's 2020, not 80-20, but we are still struggling with the right and the freedom to be different. People still have the concept that if one person is different from the other, no matter his skin color or his lifestyle or his habit, he must be wrong. And we don't like him. We need to rectify him. But is that true? Let me share two of my stories with you. So I had a classmate in my primary school. His parents are seafood seller, so he always smelled like fish, which is a little bit disgusting smell. So since her parents are too busy with work, so they don't have much time to take care of him. And definitely he's very poor at studies. So teachers don't like him. And they always complain to have such a poor student in the class and always blame him for not finishing his homework all the time in front of our class. So try to recall your memories. Do you also have a classmate like him? What kind of school life did he experience? So I can tell you that must be very miserable and suffering. He is very easy to be the target of the school bullying because he is different from anyone else. So nobody liked him. Nobody wanted to play with him. Even nobody wanted to lend him eraser when he forgot to take. But I'm not one of them. I lend him my eraser, I lend him my homework, and I try my best to help him. But my friends blame me on that. They say to me, "Hey, Veronica, are you crazy to lend him your stuff? He has some disease and will infect you." So what kind of disease are you talking about? He's different from us. Doesn't mean that he has disease. I think the disease you refer to is called difference. Are you insane to help him defend us? Okay, fine. If you want to play with him, then we will not play with you. I was so shocked at that time. I didn't know that my kindness to a poor boy can make me different from my friends. And I don't want to play with you is a such bold sentence for a primary school student. So friends, if you are in my position, what kind of option will you take? The first one, maybe just stop helping this poor boy, which is a very popular choice that I can win back my friends. And or the second ops that I can still trying to help this poor boy, but lose my friendship and become another widow in the school. So what do you think I choose? First or second? Okay, actually I choose the second, because if I choose the first, I will not be myself anymore. And actually my choice leads to my second story. So I will tell you the end of this fishy small boy story later. And now I would like to share my second story that is all about me. So I can feel my difference ever since I was a little girl. And I realized that my difference made me proud, and I always trying to be different. So when other girls are playing dolls, I'm playing toy cars. When other girls are knitting, I'm roller skating. So my mom always says to me, "You are a girl, you need to behave like a girl." But I never really listened to this advice. So when I grew up, I become more different. I learned Japanese Kendo and cosplay in my college, which other girls seldom take this kind of habit. And when I go to work, other girls or other college, they want to gossip about stars, or they like to see some Chinese time travel TV series, which I have not a bit interest in that. So I just keep silence and stay away from them and indulge in my favorite Marvel or Big Bang Theory during my lunch time. So I think these are what makes me different. So what about you? What makes you different? I will pause 5 seconds for you to think about that. What makes you different? Okay, so I know some of you have already got the answer, while others are still thinking about that. So it doesn't matter. I hope you can find your answer after my speech. And for now, I just want to say that being different also means thinking differently. So I always think it is the different that makes the society more charming and unique. Even there are still voices and actions in the society to against the difference. It's like failing to see anything good on the other side makes a dialogue impossible. And without a dialogue, we'll keep making mistakes because we'll not learn anything new. We are stuck in these bubbles that nobody wants to burst. It takes courage to respect. I may not agree with what you said, but I will fight to death to defend the right to say it. So let me tell you the end of my story about this fishy small boy. After we graduated from the primary school, we never contacted each other for a long time until last year I received a new friend request on my WeChat, and it was him. He told me he has nothing to do, just want to thank me for willing to help him in those dark days in the primary school. So he told me, you know what, Veronica, I was thinking of quitting the school or just considering suicide myself at that times, but it was you still willing to help, no matter what others think of you. I never think about how being different can be so difficult. So you can't let those differences define you. And actually, the single thing every one of us have in common is being human. So take a stand to defend your race, the human race. Let's appeal to it. Let's be humanist before or after everything else. Let's celebrate those imperfections that makes us special. Nobody has a claim on the word normal. We are all different. We are all quirky and unique. And that is what makes us wonderful human. Thank you, Toastmaster and friends. Back to Toastmaster. Thank you.
Thank you, Veronica. Wow, I'm glad I came already. At this point in time, we should be voting for best speaker. I do not have any information on that. I envisage we will handle that through chat rather than delaying the meeting any further. Oh, there it is.
You should be able to see that on your screen.
I see that now. Good. We're now in for a treat. I'd like to introduce Jeannie Rapstead. Jeannie is an award-winning speaker, comedian, and speaker's coach. Jeannie's speech today provides tips for speakers who want to incorporate humor into their speeches. That's me, folks. Jeannie Rapstead is working from our old friend, the Competent Communicator. A lot of that going around. Her title is Going for the Laugh, Jeannie Rapstead.
Thank you very much. I'm trying to get to the point where I can share my screen, but I'm a very small display off to the side.
Well, take your time, but we are running late, which is to say, don't take too much time.
Well, I can't get there is what I'm trying to tell you. Thank you. Imagine you're standing on a stage, speaking to an audience. Things are going really well. You have them in the palm of your hand. You decide to go for a laugh. The audience rewards you with raucous laughter. You say to yourself, I love this. This is great. I'm great. If you want to have this kind of moment on stage, I have some tips that can help you get there. Hello, everybody. I'm Jeannie Rapstead. Right now, I'm trying to figure out how I can advance my program because I'm having technical problems. All I see is Mark and my first slide. Can somebody jump in and tell me what needs to happen?
I have a suggestion. Jeannie, why don't you delay and work with the screen share while we jump forward to the table topic session. This should give you several minutes.
See, Mark, my point is I can't figure out how to get there. I've been sort of hijacked.
Jeannie, I'd like to help you, but I probably cannot. There may be somebody online that can.
All right.
Meeting time is probably not when we should address software problems.
I found that I can advance my slide, so I'll just cut my speech short, just so we can move along. I'm sorry for this. This is show business. Not everything goes right all the time.
I envision there are always problems.
Is this how your audiences react to your humorous speeches? Would you prefer this response? Or maybe even a standing ovation? As I said, I have some tips that can help you get there. We all know that adding humor makes our speeches more interesting. It makes us more interesting to the audience. They can bond with us if they can laugh with us. I'd like to talk about 3 things today, and the first is the 4 aspects of a successful humorous presentation. It all revolves around the speaker, the audience, the contents, and the purpose of the speech. All of those have to be coherent and in alignment for you to have a successful speech with your audience. So we want to always open strong. I'm going to give you an example. I did a presentation for a professional women's group, their sales group. They focus on cosmetic industry, women's fitness, personal training, personal image and branding. So after I was given a wonderful introduction, I made the comment to the audience, for those of you who don't know me, I really am this good looking in person. This is not the result of some senior citizen friendly lighting. I really am this cute. The audience broke into laughter. I got away with this because it's obvious by the color of my hair that I have crossed the age Rubicon. So my audience thought to themselves, look, the old gal still thinks she's got it going on. You go, girl. So they rewarded me with the laughs. Now, if I had been 25 years old and a shapely young woman, they probably said, oh, get over yourself. Would I use this open if I was presenting my Laugh and Learn workshop at US Steel in Gary, Indiana? No, 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 because they would look at me and say, what is wrong with you? So getting back to my point, the speaker, the audience, the content, and the purpose of the speech. For those of you who like to write jokes, this is a simple formula for a joke. The premise, the setup, and the punchline. I'm a joke writer, used to do stand-up comedy back in the day in the Los Angeles market. I have a show for hire that is comic sketches that I write. But for those of you who are not up to writing jokes for your speeches yet, I would suggest simple story. Storytelling is a very easy way to add humor, especially if the humor is relevant to the point you're trying to make and whether or not it has a surprise ending. Here is a story that works very well for me when I'm talking to my business audiences and I'm trying to make the point that management and staff often see the very same incident from totally different lenses, from totally different viewpoints, and both are valid. I tell this story about how I spent my first 2 years of undergrad at Louisiana State University in New Orleans. And that university sits on a lakefront of Lake Pontchartrain, which is one of the biggest lakes in the South. About 3 miles down from the university is a big shopping center with a Sears Roebuck. Many students from LSU work there, including me. I work 5 to 9, 5 days a week. Now, my supervisor always made me take the cash drawer to accounting when the store closed at 9 o'clock. The system was 9 o'clock, store closed, bell went off, we concluded our transaction, and a person took the cash drawer. And it was all the departments in the store. So I always ended up checking out late, 7:15, 7:20. So one day I complained to my supervisor and I said, why do I always have to take the money? And she looked at me and she said, because you don't steal. I said, ah. So if I start stealing, can I leave at 9? I get 2 laughs out of that story. One with the first remark from the supervisor, and one because of my response, because it's a surprise. Those are the kinds of stories that you want to incorporate into your speeches. I want to talk a little bit about the delivery. We always want to bring our words to life. So I have here on the screen, phoning it in versus bringing your words to life. My definition of phoning it in means using the least amount of energy necessary to get your point across. Bringing your words to life means adding vocal variety, hand gestures, whatever you can do to add emotion or feeling or impact to your words. So being Toastmasters, we're very much aware of vocal variety, which includes rate, volume, pitch, articulation, pronunciation, fluency, rate, how fast we speak, volume, how loud, pitch. You can change the meaning of a word by just changing the pitch. For example, I can say, what? Or I can go, what? Or I can go, what? Just by changing the pitch, I've changed the meaning of the word. I can add facial expressions and hand gestures and body movement to add. So there are some exercises that I have created that I practice at home that you can practice at home by finding interesting things to say. So here, let's just phone this in and then we'll bring it to life. They say you are what you eat, so lay off the nuts. They say you are what you eat, so lay off the nuts. That's bringing the words to life. If we are ever in a situation where I am the voice of reason, we are in a very bad situation. If we are ever in a situation where I am the voice of reason, then we are in a very bad situation. You see the difference between phoning it in and bringing the words to life? And this is one of my students' favorites. I'm not spoiled, I deserve all my stuff. I'm not spoiled, I deserve all my stuff. Here's a recap. Always consider the 4 aspects of a successful humorous speech: the speaker, the audience, the content, and the purpose of the speech. Work hard to bring your words to life. And when you go for the laugh, go with gusto. I've been allotted 2 minutes for question and answer, so if there are any questions, please feel free to ask them.
Hi, Jenny. I have a question.
Sure.
What would be some of the resources that we can use to learn humor? Because I know I'm very bad in adding humor. So what could be the things that I should look up to, the internet or books or something that you can refer?
Well, first of all, you can find how to be funny videos on YouTube. There's lots of them. Every comedian's got one. My advice to you is to recognize what makes you laugh and then focus on that. And develop a joke book. Like, let's say you come across a punchline that you really enjoy. Write it down, put it in your joke file, whether it's online or, in paper form. And the next time that you're writing a speech and you say, oh, I could use a punchline here, you can look at that and then develop the premise, the setup, and the punchline. As I showed in the earlier slide, the premise would be the topic that you're talking about, and the setup is the bridge to get you from the premise to the punchline. I do that all the time.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Jean. Thank you very much. That was wonderful. I didn't see any slides, but I didn't need any. So that was terrific.
So you guys didn't see the slides? What did you see? Because all I see is the slides.
Well, we'll worry about that another time, perhaps.
I'd like to get back. I'd like to get back to the meeting. If you could just help me get back to the meeting, Mark.
Yeah, we're back in the meeting now.
I'm not back in the meeting. I see nothing but my slides.
Okay. Maybe there is someone who can help Jeannie with online chat as we move forward. I'm sorry, Jeannie, I'm not the person that can do that at this instant in time. We're going to go straight table topics. We're going to miss Anna and her colored bears, which is a great loss. Mansi Kumar is now going to lead us into our impromptu table topic session. Mansi.
Hello.
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Greetings of the day, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. I am Toastmaster Mansi. I'm the table topic master for today's meeting. And for the benefit of guests, let me explain the table topic session. It allows you to think on your feet and helps you improve your communication skills. The timing for the table topic session is 1 to 2 minutes. 1 minute is the minimum time, and 1.5 minutes is the target time, and 2 minutes is the maximum time. Speakers are allowed to speak for a maximum of 2 minutes and 30 seconds in a table topic before being disqualified. This session is open for members and guests equally. I would request all the people who would like to participate, kindly raise your hands, and accordingly they can be called on the stage for the wonderful table topic session that we have today. Okay. So, Sharon. So I would like to call Toastmaster Sharon. Toastmaster Sharon, can you hear me? Can you choose a number between 1 to 9?
5.
5. Sharon, can you think of a time when impossible became possible? Can you think of a time when impossible became possible? Sharon.
Thank you, Table Topics Master, for giving me that opportunity. I have many times when impossible became possible. And at the time, I didn't envision that it would turn out correctly, but it did. I would say the time that I rode a motorcycle from Canada to Texas by myself because I got separated from the group. And for the first 2 states, I cried while I rode. So there were just tears and snot flying behind me. And then I pulled over and decided if I'm going to make the rest of this trip, I'll have to get myself together. And while I was at the rest stop, 3 Harley riders pulled up, asked me what was going on. And I said, I'm on my way to Texas, but I got separated from my group. They said, well, we're going to Louisiana, so we'll ride that far with you. And they did. And they rode with me. And they rode slow because they thought I couldn't keep up. But I had an Escalade 1500. So I actually passed the Harley riders a couple times. Eventually, we did get to Louisiana. And from Louisiana, I made it back to Texas, which is where my home was at the time. So I did not think when I first started that trip and I got separated that I was going to make it. But I did with some kind gentlemen. And that was my turning the impossible to possible. Thank you, Madam Toastmaster. Table Topics Master.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sharon. So, may I have the raise of hands once again? I have Toastmaster Nimisha. Toastmaster Nimisha, a number between 1 to 5, 1 to 9, 1 to 10, leaving number 5.
7.
7. All right. Nimisha, what's your favorite festival? What's your favorite festival, Nimisha?
Thank you, Table Topic Master Mansi. What's my favorite festival? Well, to me, if I have to go by the literal words festival, that will be the Diwali, which is celebrated in around October and November of uh, our year, our uh, in the month that it is a festival usually which is celebrated to celebrate the return of Lord Rama. But for me, it is for it is completely related to burning crackers. But if you ask me now, what will be my festival at this age, it will be to be with friends. Whenever I share my cup of tea with my friends, whenever I share stories from your college or school, whether you get back together, that is what a festival for me. We arrange that festival so that we meet them. We celebrate that meeting by cracking jokes, what we did, what we used to do, and that time spent is the festival which we remember for whole time. Other festivals come and go, but the festival with friends, meeting with friends, reaching there, the enthusiasm we have for our friends. That is the best festival for me, which I always look forward to. And now we can understand in this time how much we really wanted to go to our friends and meet them, have that cup of tea, and just have a share of laughter with all of them. I really, really want this COVID to come to an end soon, and I celebrate my festival with my friends. Thank you. Over to Table Topic Master.
Thank you, Toastmaster Nimisha. So, who would like to go next? Okay, I see the hand of Toastmaster Udit. So, Udit, a number between 1 to 10, leaving 5 and 7.
Okay, I would like to choose the number that I have been called on, which is number 3.
All right. So, Toastmaster Udit, what motivates you to be best? What motivates you to be best, Toastmaster Udit?
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Once again, it's a fantastic topic, a topic which I really associate myself to. I am highly motivated in my life. In fact, in the last 1 year, I've seen a crazy journey of myself in terms of my professional growth and in terms of my personal growth as well. Coming off from being a stammerer, from being not being able to speak properly, not being able to speak fluently, to not being able to speak as fast as I'm speaking right now, and being able to put across my point very confidently to people across that. And I think public speaking is what really helps me, what really motivates me. That is what I live for. I do not want to leave any opportunity. Whatever opportunities I get to speak, I love to take up all the opportunities. It's basically public speaking. I love talking, I love speaking, I love to make a point. I actually also love hearing out people as well, because that gives me an idea what people are thinking. And thankfully, in the job that I'm doing right now, I'm dealing with a lot of people, and that really helps me to understand how people normally think. I also tend to feel I have a bit of an observation skills as well, and I try and understand what people are thinking, and that really helps me to be much more motivated towards public speaking and to be able to understand what people are really looking out, what people are thinking, and that really helps me further to enhance my speech. And I'm very conscious about my speech. I love talking. So as I said, it has to be public speaking. This is what really motivates me. This is what really inspires me. This is what I want to do. I want to be a world champion public speaker. I want to be the best of best. Nobody should be able to beat me. I should be number one. And that is what I aspire to, and that is what I will become. Over to you, Toastmaster, table topping master of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Udit. Now, I have another Toastmaster who is the word master for the day, Toastmaster Jerry, and he has chosen number 10. Jerry, are you able to hear me?
I am.
All right, great. So the topic for Jerry, what impact do you want to leave on the world? What impact do you want to leave on the world? Toastmaster Jerry.
Thank you very much, fellow Toastmasters. Thank you, Madam Topic Master. That's a tough one, because it's difficult to do while still being humble. But I guess if I left any impact on the world, I would have to say I would like to leave a small impact on the people around me. A small impact, but a large impact on those few people. Why? Because of the fact that of the multiplication factor. If I impact my 5 grandchildren and my several friends in Toastmasters and other areas, and I impact them to be outgoing, helpful, I envision them doing the same thing. It's one of those multiplication effects that if we make small but large impacts on small groups of people, we expand our ourselves into the future. Think of the great people that we remember from the past, historic people that have made huge impacts even today. And I would, Christ, Muhammad, great philosophers, they made an impact on a few people, and those people really forwarded, pressed impact into the future, and they're still with us today. So what do I want to make as an impact? I want to have a positive impact, a significant positive impact on a few great people around me, and hope that they carry it forward. Madam Topic Master.
Thank you, Jerry. And do we have the scope for the last table topic candidate?
I think we're about at the end of our time frame for this. So let's ask Anna if she can tell us the times for the prepared speeches and the eligibility for the table topic speakers. Thank you very much, by the way.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Good evening, dear Toastmasters and honored guests again. I am Anna, I'm timer. So tonight for the first speaker, you schedule for 5 to 7 minutes and you use 8 minutes and 25 seconds. Second speaker, Veronica, you schedule to 5 to 7 minutes, you use 7 minutes and 23 seconds. Third speaker, Jennifer, for the speaking section, you schedule for 6 to 8 minutes and use 8 minutes 45 seconds. For the question answer section, you schedule for 1 to 2 minutes and using 1 minute and 10 seconds. Thank you for that. In the table topic section, because we are late, so we have a shorter table topic section using in total about 11 minutes. For the first speaker, Cherry, you're using 1 minute and 15 seconds. Second speaker, you use 2 minutes. Third speaker, you use 1 minute and 53 seconds. Last one is Jerry. You use 2 minutes and 10 seconds. And thank you very much, everyone, for making this section great and on time. Back to Toastmaster.
Thank you, Anna. With that, let's vote for the best table topic speaker. And let's introduce evaluator number 1, who will be Debs Wallace.
For the 2020-2021 term for District 41 is Distinguished Toastmaster Ranjit Acharya.
And I'm going to ask somebody to mute his microphone, please.
I was just thinking that. Haritosh, as host, can you mute that microphone?
Yes, Toastmaster Mansi.
Let me see if I can do that. Udit, can you hear me? We can hear too much from you. Please mute your microphone.
Stop now.
Mine is stopped. Mine wasn't.
Okay, let's start. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters around the world, I envisaged an excellent speech from Udit, and I was not disappointed. It was a speech with a difference, and we'd obviously liaised beforehand about doing a scenario on the telephone, which was a different way of delivering a speech, for sure. I'd like to commend Udit, firstly, on his flattery of myself. He began his speech by saying how beautiful I looked. And of course, I have to agree with him. And I have to give a commendation for that. And thank you very much for that, Udit. My second commendation would be, Udit was talking about sales and using the power of 3, he talked about Jobs and Gates and Warren Buffett all being examples of good salespeople, and that gave a grounding for his speech. He then went on to tell us about his own experience of sales, and in terms of this, one recommendation would be, I actually found it came across quite loud. I don't know how the audience felt, but it's very easy to come across shouting on Zoom. And for those of us that had headphones on, that was quite almost detracted from the speech a bit. My second recommendation was vocal variety. If I try and talk like it now and keep my voice all the same, it's all at one level. And as Jenny mentioned, if you lift your voice up or lower it down, you can give variety to your speeches. So I would recommend definitely more vocal variety. What I liked best about Udit's speech was his passion for his life and how he changed his life when he wasn't doing well financially, his passion for sales, and that really came across in his delivery. I thought it was an excellent speech. Be more helpful if I could read my own handwriting. What I liked, my first commendation was thinking I was beautiful. My second commendation was how Udit used the power of 3. My recommendations were about perhaps not being quite so loud and also having some vocal variety in the speech. What I liked best, as I said, was Udit's passion, and I would sincerely love to evaluate him again. Thank you very much for giving me the privilege, Mr. Toastmaster.
Debs, thank you very much. It is my pleasure to introduce Tom Doherty, who will be evaluating Veronica's speech. Tom, take it away.
Well, good morning, everyone. Veronica, I envisioned a successful oration, and we got it. Thank you very much for that. Let's first talk about your on-screen appearance. You were composed. You had a good background. Looks like you're sitting on the ocean front. I did, however, miss you sitting back and your gestures. I saw just the tips of your fingers. You were giving us some gestures, but you either move back or move your gestures up so that we can see them. You smiled a lot. You were pleasant, and that always helps us be better inspired by your inspirational speech. Let's talk about your structure for a moment. You did something that I always urge every speaker to do. You used stories to make your point. Stories brighten up the speech. They make it, when it's a personal story, it's always a good thing for you to do to make it so that we can understand your point. You had a clear opening and a body. Your conclusion was just a little bit muddy. I did not actually figure out where you were going with that conclusion. So I would suggest that you state very clearly when you're moving to the conclusion, you say in summary or in conclusion, so that we know where you are in your speech. Was it inspirational? Sure it was. Clearly inspired. You came to the point where you said, how am I different? Well, I almost forgot I was supposed to be evaluating your speech, and I started thinking about how am I different. It wasn't a pleasant thought, but it was, nevertheless, you did make your point. Altogether, you did quite well. Down in southern United States, there's an slang expression that is called, that people use, where they say, you done good. And I really enjoyed your speech, and you done good, lady. Thank you for that inspirational talk.
Thank you, Tom. Now we've learned a little bit about the southern part of the United States. Fortunately, very little. It is my pleasure to introduce Richard G., who is going to, I envision, give us excellent commentary on the impromptus. Richard.
Thank you. Thank you, Toastmaster. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, my dear fellow Toastmaster across the world. My name is Richard Xie from District 88, China, Beijing, #1 Club. I'm very honored to be the evaluator for the table topic session of tonight. First of all, I want to give a big applause to our table topic master, Nancy. You did a great job, and you look very gorgeous, and the very professional manner you delivered. Every question you created to the audience, to the guests, very, very good and very impressive. I love your all the topic and the question created for tonight. And you make the clear instruction for the first-time guest to understand clearly about our table topic. So good job. Now let's come to the a suggestion for you that is your screen appearance a little bit dark. So maybe next time you can have a light in front of your face so that everyone could watch your face clearly. For the individual speaker for tonight, first one is Sharon. It's from Impossible to Possible. Wow, I love your sharing about the motorcycle from Canada to Texas. I love it. It's a very impressive personal story that Toastmasters pursuing because we want to know you more from your personal journey. I love it. Thank you for your sharing. And second individual speaker, Limsha. It's my favorite festival. Is to be your friend. This is an everlasting festival. You are very smart in your mind. I love your quick response for this topic. And one improvement tip for you is your screen is look very blurred. So next time try to get maybe a good camera so that we can watch you clearly and see your eye contact. That's the only tip for you. The third individual is our gentleman Udit. It's motivate you the most one. Yeah, your speaking is very, like the evaluator said, it's very, very filled with enthusiasm. But one tip for you that maybe a little bit slow down because this is a global conference that we need to get everyone understand what you are talking. So make your speaking a bit different tone so we can get your point. And you might share some scenario of your personal story will be better. Thank you, you did. And our fourth individual, Jerry. Oh yeah, I love your sharing, Jerry. This, what impact that do you want it to do? You mentioned this is a few people around you, the 5 grandchildren. Oh wow, that's so emotional. That's so touching because you want to get them into Toastmasters and you want to give the very positive and the significant impact to the people, your relative around you. This is very practical. You inspire the audience that we can give very positive impact to the people surround our family. In our family, we can be a good model. We can be a good leader. So that's fantastic. I love it. That's all for my report. Thank you. Back to Mr. Toastmaster.
Thank you, Richard. Wonderful report. We'll now turn it over to Anna and her colored bears, who will tell us about the timing for the evaluations.
Good evening,
while
dear
we're doing
Toastmasters
that,
guest. Again.
While we're doing
Sorry,
that, we're not gonna vote.
Sorry, I was mute myself just now. Really quick. For first evaluated dips, you use 2 minutes and 25 seconds. Second one, Tom, you use 2 minutes and 5 seconds. Third one, Richard, you use 3 minutes and 35 seconds. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Wonderfully concise, although we didn't get to see the bears. I always like the bears. It would now be time, as I was so clumsily trying to say a minute ago, for us to vote for the best impromptu speaker. Or best evaluator first.
Best impromptu was already done, Mark. It was.
And as we're doing that, I envisage that Jerry Zimmerman will wave his envisage in front of us one last time and then give us the grammarian report.
Thank you, Mark. Thank you, Mr. Toastmasters. Well, I envisioned everyone using the word and my vision fell short. A couple of things I could have done in advance was to encourage everyone to pin both myself and the timers so that our images always stayed on your screen as a good reminder, and to remind people to watch chat because I did frequently post an encouragement. I'm sure that I missed some individuals, but the ones that I caught that used the word envision the most often were yourself, Mr. Toastmaster, Tom Doherty, Mahit, Deb, and as I said, I'm sure I missed some others, so I apologize. I do encourage you all to print off the word and to look at it. I do have that in the posting. Listen to the pronunciation. And there's something we say in Toastmasters. Try to use a word yourself in a sentence 5 times in one day, and that will become your word. It'll belong to your vocabulary. Back to you, Mr. Toastmaster.
Jerry, thank you very much. Now for Kamini, our counter. Uh-oh. Kamini.
Thank you, Toastmaster. So, hello everyone. I am here again with my report of as a counter. So, Udit took 3 plus time, so 5 plus time, and 5 plus time. Then we have Veronica. Veronica says so 20 plus time. There were so many so in that. Then we have Jenny. Jenny took 1 long pause. Then Haritosh, 1 Then Mansi, so 2 plus time. Then we have Nimisha. Nimisha took 3 times. Then we have Jerry. Jerry say so 2 plus time. Then we have Tom. Tom took so 3 plus time. So hey, thank you everyone. Back to Toastmaster.
Thank you very much. And now for the part of the meeting that I actually enjoy frequently as much as any, Mahir will give us the General Evaluators Report. Mahir.
Thank you so much, distinguished Toastmaster Mark. So since I only have 2 minutes to give my evaluation report, I am going to read it fast as what I've written. So meeting timing, yes, meeting started a bit late, but it was fine. Okay, so yes, the club banner and Toastmaster, the club banner was prepared. We missed the Toastmasters mission and the ground rules. As the parliamentarian, I should have stated the ground rules also. Yes, each speaker was introduced and they were applauded. Although we were on mute at that time, the Toastmaster of the day. So Toastmaster of the day introduced every role player, but he forgot to introduce the evaluator 1, who is Toastmaster Debs. Yes, a Toastmaster of the day adhered to the time limits and he was mindful of the time limits all the time. For the speech evaluators, yes, speech evaluation was the CRC approach was totally followed, but I would advise to not repeat one recommendation again and again. Then after the speech evaluator, the grammarian, yes, the role was explained clearly. The feedback was also given in a comprehensive manner, but I will also, and the grammarian also, and the word as the word master, he was also putting the word of the day on the chats again and again, which is also great. But one recommendation that we should, there were also some grammatical mistakes which he did not mention. Then the timer played her role very creatively. She used the teddy bear cards, which is quite innovative. Our counter also gave a comprehensive report. table topic master brought some very good table topics, and she also motivated. Plus, all the table topic speakers were already motivated to volunteer. So this is my report. There are some things that I think that we did truly amazing, like the Toastmaster of the Day, timer, and the grammarian. They were totally aware of the time, and they were putting the time and the word of the day on the chat box, which is for me, it is quite new thing. And what we can do more is that we can also have a joke master in the meeting. Someone can prepare a joke and they can just lighten the mood of the meeting. And second recommendation, the last recommendation, that we can be more technically prepared before we join the meeting. So this is it with my general evaluation report. Thank you. Back to the Toastmaster of the day.
Mihir, thank you very much for that. Everyone, if you listen to the general evaluator's report, there's almost always something to learn, as there was today. I'd like to turn the meeting over to Haritosh, who has some award announcements for us, and I want to hear what they are. Haritosh.
Thank you so much, Mark. Let's give a big round of virtual applause to Mark for doing a superb job, and especially bringing us back to the time. That is the most difficult part. So we do have some, we envision that we need to have some certificates and awards. So I would like to share my screen to present a certificate of appreciation for Jenny for her amazing session going for the laugh. Let's unmute ourselves and give her a big round of applause, please. Thank you, Jenny. Okay, so next up we have the awards for, and let me bring that up. The award for best evaluator is, if I can get my screen correct, Richard. Congratulations, Richard.
Thank you.
Next up, the award for best table topic is, all right. Apparently, I do get technical issues. Jerry. And the award for the best speaker is, I hope I can get this right this time. Victoria. Congratulations. All right. So thank you so much, all of you, for joining from across the world. We do have one important announcement before we move on to conclude the session, which is me and some of my international friends have been envisioning a special, I won't say organization, but a special club, which is not going to be limited by boundary. We envision having an online club where we can replicate what we have done in the last 3 meetings, where people from across the world can join, get the feedback. The 2 prime reasons behind that is for people like me from India, China, and other places. They will get the opportunity to get the direct feedback and evaluation from native speakers. And number 2 is for the native speakers to really make their message global, to get a global platform and opportunity to share them and perfect them. Based on these 2 guiding, we are envisioning creating an online only club. So I'm going to launch a poll, and it will be 2 options, yes and no. If you are interested to know more about it. We are planning to have few more meetings in the future. So please say yes. If you're not, that's all right. So you might poll. This is so encouraging to see all 100% yes so far. Okay. I'm gonna end the poll in next 5 seconds. Okay. So I have about 13 of 18 people who have all said yes to an online club, and I'm so happy, and this is so encouraging. So thank you so much, all of you. We will continue to have more such online meetings. We plan to have at least one or at max two per month meeting, and we'll keep you posted about that. I've got many of the emails already in my database to say, and we'll keep you posted. The meeting is officially urgent, but we can continue to talk and chat. I love to talk to you people. Thank you so much.
Can I have a word here?
Sure, Dr. Deepa.
Yeah, this is Deepa Goyal from India, and I'm really amazed to see such a wonderful meeting, and I'm so glad that I'm here. And it was fabulous with a different amalgamation of different kind of people giving such a beautiful insights. And Jenny, you were fabulous. I am so thrilled to have your session. Each one of you present here. I would love to take part more often in these meetings. Thank you so much for this experience. Thanks from the bottom of my heart.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
I would like to second her.
Yes, Daiva.
Hi, this is Nimisha. I would like to second her exactly same.
Yes, go ahead.
I thank Haritosh. That is a really great opportunity you have set up for all of us. And I love the meeting and people from around the world you come to know. And thank you, Haritosh, for organizing such a great meeting. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And Nimisha, just to add, I am not the only one doing this. I've got so many people working with me, Mark, Anna, Tom, so many people. So it's not one man show, one man. I have a team, and they are doing more than I'm just the face. Not a very pretty, but we'll go with that.
This is Jerry Zimmerman. I would suggest that if we do progress forward with a club, or even if we do not, that we develop some guidelines that can be posted for the various roles, so that it would be clear as to what we do, and best practices, I guess. Best practices, not just for how we appear in front of our cameras and adjust our volumes, but perhaps best practices for timer and best practices for like what I did, role word master and so forth. That would give anybody who becomes a regular an opportunity to feel a little more comfortable about jumping into a particular role, and make our overall gatherings much more professional and productive.
Yes. Thank you, Jerry, and this is really apt feedback. This is, as we said, this is just starting of an idea probably a month back, and we're still working on it. This was more of an experiment to see if people would be receptive to this idea. And now with this superb response, we are definitely going to go deeper and work more on it. So anyone else have any feedback?
I want to champion. Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, please.
I'll go ahead and, Veronica, you're on the stage next, so I'll go ahead and stand on my hind legs and open my mouth. Haritosh spent a lot, and Anna spent a lot of time on this meeting, and I think they really deserve a round of applause. So here it is. And the second thing is that Jerry Zimmerman just had an excellent idea. And as we implement those ideas, and I believe we will this week, unless I'm mistaken, we'll be able to cut down a lot of the time that was spent getting the organization ready. And I think we'll also make the roles more accessible to people who will want to take them if they know what they are ahead of time.
Right.
And with that, Veronica, you're on base, and Anna has held up her hand for after you.
Thank you, Mark. So I'm so sorry for being late because I was just taken for a COVID-19 test. So that's why I was a little bit late for the meeting. I'm so sorry for that. So I just want to borrow maybe 1 or 2 minutes from you to make a quick self-introduction and express some of my comments for the meeting. So I'm Veronica. Actually, I'm in Beijing, and I'm from the China Rainbow Bridge Toastmaster in Beijing. And I also see a lot of friends, a lot of familiar faces like Tom, Jerry, Mark, Haritosh, Anna. They are all my old friends in the Rainbow Bridge Toastmaster. So this is also my very honor and glad chance invited by Anna to this meeting. And to be honest, I'm very nervous because I'm not English native speaker for this national and global meeting. So I was quite nervous for my speech just now, but I'm so happy that I just received a lot of encouragement and feedback from you. So I really appreciate for that. And definitely I love this meeting. So I really want to use this time to express my appreciation for the organizer, and also Tom, Mark, Jerry, Jeannie to give me a lot of encouragement. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Veronica. Anna?
Yeah, I'm sorry to step in again. I just couldn't stop to want to thank you all again for attending this meeting. And thanks for everybody who organized this meeting. And also thanks for everybody who spent your 1.5 hours in your weekend in this meeting. I have a couple of things I want to get up back. First, I want to introduce myself. My name is Anna, as you all know. Now I'm a member in Pioneer Toastmaster Club and a few other clubs. Living in US, I used to be a member of Beijing Rainbow Bridge Toastmaster Club. That's why I'm so eager to grab my old friends in Beijing and everywhere in China to participate in this meeting. And thanks for Haritosh to get his friends from UK and also India to come in here, and also all the other ones in our District 11 to come into here. Thank you again. So that will be a base structure of our future club organization as well. Of course, like Haritosh said, we will want to involve more people from all over the world, not limited in these 4 locations. That's the first thing. The second thing, I want to especially thank you for Jenny for your awesome speech. I'm so glad that you are here and sharing your information with us. And we learned a lot from you as a professional speakers, have so many years of experience. So thanks a lot. I will apologize to you that it's totally our fault that didn't help you much before the meeting for the technique side. So feel free to let us know. It's not only for you, for everybody sitting here and in the future meeting. Please feel free to contact us ahead of the meeting or coming earlier in the meeting. We can figure out more for the technical side to make the meeting works better and benefit for everybody. And that's the second part. Thank you, Jenny.
Thank you.
And
okay.
Yes,
sure.
Jenny.
Thank you.
Yes, Jenny, go ahead.
Yeah, Jenny, go ahead. I will finish up after your speech.
Thank you very much. You know, I really appreciate all your kindness. One of the things that happens to older people like me is whenever there's a technical problem, we think, it's because I'm so old, right? But the fact of the matter is I came early and I put it up and it seemed to be working okay. So when the incident happened, I panicked because I couldn't get out of it. So now I have learned something. This was a baptism by fire. So if you understand that term. So now I understand if I ever get stuck there, what I have to do. And so it's difficult because of course we always like to have the perfect presentation. And we always like to have that. But the encouraging words that you guys I want to really like to thank all the personal notes that you sent me. They made me feel a little bit better because I was kind of disappointed. But I like this idea of a international club, and I will be back. Thank you.
Awesome. We would be more
Thank
than
you,
privileged to
Jenny.
have you.
Yeah, I'm so glad to hear that. And by the way, I saw your picture all the time when you're doing the translation. It looks awesome. We can see you in person. So, thank you. And sorry I took too much time. I have two more quick things to say. So for the current setting, we will have our future meetings also in Saturday at the same time slot in the future. So depend which week, that's waiting for Haritosh and our organization thing. That's the last thing I want to say is anyone sitting still here, if you haven't registered your emails information before your attendance to meeting, please send your email to Haritosh, myself, or Mark or Tom. Pick one of or all of us, your favorite one, send your email, then we can keep you in the loop of future updates of the meetings. And that's all. Thank you very much again for participating in the meeting. Hope to see all of you back in the future.
Thank you, Anna. I'm putting my email address in case you did not get any registration email or something. This is my email address, and yeah, I'll say I'm not 24/7 on my emails, but I do check it regularly. So feel free to email me. As Anna pointed out, our next meeting could be in probably 2 weeks. So I'm envisioning on 11th of July. It's going to be probably a safe date for next online meeting. Anyone else have any comments? Yes, Mark.
I have one real quick for everybody. I bet you all had fun today, and I'll bet you've all got a friend who wasn't in this meeting today who would have had fun if they were here. Next meeting, try to get them to come along. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Any other? We had a few guests. Sharon.
This is my first global meeting, and I really enjoyed it. And I'm going to tell you all a little secret. My name is pronounced Sharon, and I never correct people because my friends pronounce it correctly, and that's how I know who knows me. So now all of you are my friends, so I know you pronounce it correctly. But I want to introduce myself. I'm current president of Crescent City Toastmaster in Evansville, and Sergeant at Arms at Kentuckiana Women in Leadership, and new area director for Area 41 in Indiana. And I'll be at the next meeting because I've met a bunch of new friends, and I'm definitely going to invite someone else. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm not going to attempt before I see the recording, so thank you so much. All right. Anyone else want to have any feedback?
Yeah, I will say thank you again, everyone, for participating. So, so the ones who haven't given word yet for the meeting, do you want to jump out to say something?
And feel free to jump out of meeting if you have any other appointments.
Yes.
Yes,
please.
may I add? So, like I really love, and when I attended the first meeting, I was so afraid that how will I speak in front of people I don't know and who are foreigners. But when I attended the first meeting and I spoke in the table topics, and you guys made me the best table topic speaker. So that gave me so much confidence, and I realized that my friend circle is increasing more, and you guys are now my friends, and you are truly making me a global citizen. So now I am also a global citizen. So we all are now. Thank you for doing that. Thank you for helping a young person like me.
Great. we do have one non-Toastmaster, and I forgot to introduce him, Vivek Pandey. He is my office colleague from India. So Vivek, do you want to give any feedback?
So, hello everyone, Vivek here. Good morning and good evening to all of you. So, thank you, Haritosh, for inviting me for in this global meeting. So I'm really grateful to you for meeting such a wonderful people here. So going forward in future also, I would like to join such kind of meetings which will happen. Although I'm not the part of Toastmaster team, but I would really like to be the part of your global team. Yeah, thank you, Haritosh. Thank you again.
Thank you. Okay. We have Edward, Injin, and Anupam. Any of you would like to say anything? Okay, I think those are like me.
No, actually, I was just like to contribute, Haritosh. I was just waiting. I might be Edward or somebody else who just want to jump in. So
No.
thank you, Haritosh, show, and Mihir also actually to encouraging me to join this wonderful meeting. Really, it is like you can say a experience to me. I am a part of a Toastmaster for more than a year now. I have you can say it is like for me my club is a home, but first time I have stepped out of that my home and directly you can say outside India. But really a wonderful feeling for me, and I've learned a lot. So thank you, and in future also you will see me as a regular part of the meeting. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you.
The correct spelling of my last name.
So, Angie,
I will
are you
jump
still
on
here?
here and say,
Thank you.
just want to say thank you. It was a great meeting. It's the first time that I've attended any meeting like this. I was trying to make it my goal to not speak in this meeting, but you called me out. So thank you very much. I appreciate it. Great job.
Thank you. Thank you for joining us. All right. Injin.
Yep. I just heard feedback from Angie. He has like a very bad signal in his side. He could barely hear us.
Oh, okay. I understand.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. So, yeah, this was amazing.
Okay.
I'm gonna stop the recording now.